it is time to move on to the next two Miele machines in our Miele week of maladies. We have two very different vacuum cleaners despite their almost identical appearance. I think you can already see from the camera, because I can. In person it's also very clear that one of these machines is a lot better cosmetically than the other. Let's have a look and see if I'm going to end up with, well, one of these working by the end of the video. Good evening, my vacuum cleaner and Miele chums. How are you today? I am back to a fair degree of familiarity now, because I know, well, certainly this model incredibly well indeed, and I can't imagine that this one's going to be any different at all. What have we got? Well, we actually have two machines that are very different, and they're made very different by legislation. This is the Miele Cat&Dog TT5000 with the 2200 watt, oh, don't point at showing, oh, there you go, motor 5260. This is where they were when the first draft, or the first, bit of the EU energy label rating stuff came. So it very hastily got facelifted into the Miele C2. This is a complete C2 Cat&Dog power line. So it's kept the Cat&Dog branding completely, but this is fitted with, oh god, I forgot it did that. But this might be the second iteration, because it's got a 1200 watt motor in it. I think they did go to 16 first, but they probably kept that. I don't know, but basically they were changed because of the EU energy label changes. And to be fair, apart from there's more of a lip on the bottom of the hand on the chassis here than on this one, and the wheel skids have a slightly different shape to them. But apart from that, from what I can see so far, it's utterly identical. Literally, you can swap the back doors around and never know. But of course you would know, because one of them is very battered indeed. Awful condition. This one's actually very good. It is a polish, but instantly you can tell from the switch gear to the hose inlet that it's a lot better indeed. But of course, what do each one have? What do each one have? No, what does each one have? Well, we'll start with the oldies, the TT5000. Why am I doing it that way? You won't see. Problem is, this has the problem that a lot of this shape have. The tool door button is utter rubbish. So we'll manually open the door to find the upholstery tool, the crevice tool, and a suspiciously clean looking dusting brush. Look at the difference. I don't remember us putting that in on the before video, so wicked. We have a very good condition. Well, they're all in good condition. That'll clean up okay. This has seen a bit of use, but beggars can't be choosers. They just have to lie in bed crying themselves to sleep every night. So we have one toolkit out of them all. I haven't finished with you yet. Inside, well, it's missing the back door spring. Well, that's an easier way to show you, isn't it? It's missing its back door spring, although the actual back door itself is not snapped, which is good. We may as well take that off, actually. It's going to make it a lot easier. Inside, we have nothing. We have a pre-motor filter, which looks slightly used. This is the little diffuser that actually sits. Oh, it's already got one. Oh, there we go, look. Hey, that one's in good condition. Oh, I might keep that one around. There we go. Look, these are the diffusers that sit underneath these. And you always know when one's had a blown bag, because you can change the filters and everything to look under that grill. So I'm going to put that one up here in my stash of good parts. Yeah, we'll refit this one. It can blow out its little cloud of dust if it runs. Snap that. Back onto there like that. There is also a pre-motor filter fitted to the machine, but it's been cut several sizes too large and it's just a bit yucky really. So, you know what, we'll take that one out, but for the purpose of this video, because there is a bit of dirt locking around inside of the thing, I'll fit that one back just because it's going to be easier. Now, oh, there we go, it is moving. The power knob sort of works. It's probably bound up with a lot of grit. It sits very flush on these with the top, and it doesn't take much for it to fill up with grit and dirt and fluff and not work very well. Oh, here we have the cable with a replacement, what is it, Ming tack. Replacement Ming tack, not a plug that I'm going to be adding to my little stash that I happen to have accumulated of vintage plugs. No, not this MT88, although that again could just be a made up Chinese safety panel place thing. Does the thing work? Well, let's plug it in. No, but no. Okay, so we have one that's completely dead. Not surprising, really. Okay, well, you know what, we'll move on to that in a second. I bet you're dying to see what this one's like, aren't you? This is the complete C2 Cat and Dog. The SFBE1. Why did they stop using the knife? And I know they reuse model numbers a lot, but who knows? Either way, oh, this is a big scuff on it, switch pack. Much cleaner overall. The bag door works very well-ish in this because it has its bag door spring, but alas, we have no booty of small tools. Pop that down. We can open the bag door from anywhere because it's missing the little latch that these have on the front. Inside we find, again, nothing. Although we do have the bag holder, which isn't... Oh, it's got a stress mark on it. That's a little drop of Q-bond on that. Where are we? Okay. There, look. A little drop of glue might save that. And we have the pre-motor filter as well. There's no post-motor filter. And if we look under here, very spotless indeed. Post-motor diffuser. Right, let's turn it down. Well, this one moves. This one moves a lot better. You can feel the notches that it has to sit on. Here we have a nice... Oh dear. These don't feature the comfort rewind feature. Well, the cord rewind works to a point. Let me just stick a knot in this because I don't want the cable tight while I'm at arm's length trying to turn the thing on to see if it explodes. Nothing. Nothing. Great, so we have two completely dead Mieles. Whoop-de-doo. At least one of them ran on the other video. So I guess the next thing for me to do, get back in there. Oh well, now it's tangled. Is to get this thing opened up and see why they be dead, Jim. Well, here we go, folks. Inside, suspiciously clean on one side, but incredibly dirty on the other. Somebody has been in here before because there was a stripped screw on there. Here is our motor, and it is at least a Miele genuine original motor. It's seen some water and it's completely seized as well. So, well, I'll take the rubber caps off of the motor, and I guess I shall, in heavily fast forwarded motion, have this apart to see what its problem is. Well, this thing certainly sucked up a fair degree of water. Look at that. It did unseize itself, if just, but then again, I'm also not quite sure how much of that is this stupid bit here that won't come off, because the bearings do work. However, I don't know about that armature. I think it might be just a little bit toasty-woasty in there. In here's no better either. It's full of rust, full of debris. Let's have a look in here. In fact, we need one of these, but I don't know if the 2000 watt ones are different to the 1200 watt ones. Hasn't blown though, so it obviously got water damaged before it got other damaged. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's worth giving it a bit of a clean up, see what happens. Depends though, because these carbon brushes, I don't know. Well, even being as delicate as even I can manage, it is a no-go. Look at it, I even put a puller on it and it broke, and it's also destroyed the bearing holder, as they do. It's just no point at all. It's a shame because it does spin quite well, but no, all just trash. And that left me with another dilemma, because obviously I have that unknown working 2000 watt motor from the video of the other two. We need to test those out. So I have got the 2000 watt one, the actual S5, down to this level. And we're going to have a look at the CA, what's wrong with this motor, which spins for a start. So we'll have this apart now, and we'll see what's wrong with this, and then at least we can start to assemble our other motor, if so, and see if it works in this. Already things are looking a lot better. We have excellent condition carbon brushes and even more excellent condition armature. There's no reason why this thing shouldn't run at all. But there might be one, and that is mainly why we are in here. Oh, I'll put that back in a minute. Let's hoik this out. undo the clips. And marvellous, there is no blown joints at all. Oh, well, it's probably going to be the fuse and the plug, isn't it? But at least we've had a good check at the motor, especially after the disaster of the first one. And I think we may have a candidate for getting it running. I'm now going to take the cord reel, find my multimeter, take apart the plug, and test the fuse. Which is completely dead. How brilliant. Were we just looking at a dead fuse, folks? Well, I'll get this all back together and we'll have a look and see if it was. So we're back together, all buttoned back up. Does it work though? Well, this is the motor it had already. Listen to this. It works really, really well. I also took the liberty of putting the cable rewind from the C3 into it, just because it fits. It's the same part number. And with that, I have a working but toolless and quite scrappy Miele Cat&Dog TT5000. Will it be refurbished? Will we ever see it? I don't quite know, because I've got all the C3s to go to, and I don't know if they're going to need a motor and be in better condition than this. It's also just the casing. The casing is so utterly trashed that I just don't know really. We shall have to see where this week leads, but at least it's together and it works, so I can put it out of the way. But what to do about this shell, the better shell? Well, obviously I've got the motor from the first video that we took something apart on. I don't even know if it works, but now that we have dissected the rusty motor, I have a motor PCB. That part there, where are we there, has the same part number as the 2200 one out of this. I've been checking. So I'm going to pop that other motor together, put it in here, just because it's a part and could be used as a test bed, and we'll see if the other motor actually runs. We're back with the complete C2 Cat&Dog, the shell. At least it now has the 2000 watt motor from the white 700 series in it, just to test if that motor works really, and it sort of does. It smells quite carbony. But it does work very well. I think it could do with having its bearings re-greased. And there's certainly a slight... It smells of carbon dust, but again, that could be the shell from this red shell. So, crikey! Doesn't that give us a bit of a dilemma now? Because we have two of the sodding things working in this video. God, who'd have thought job lots of scrap could be so rewarding? What's the plan then? I don't know. I've got no tools for either of them, and that's a bit of a killer. What I might do for now is put these to one side and work through the C3s together. Because that, I don't know how many of those need motors. At the minute I have two very good 2000 or 2200 watt motors that could go in one of those if needed. Equally, one of those could have a smash body. But a 1200 watt motor to put back into here. Or we may find that they're still here, untouched at the end. In which case we better buy some tools. The only real way that you're going to know is if a video comes up after refurb on at least one of them. But for now, we are done. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying Miele week or month so far. I am so far. It's going very well. We have our first 2 successes. Lots more to come. I'm looking now at the pile of them under the table, ready to be done. And that is what I'm going to start working on next. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and maybe one or both of these Miele red things. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.